Hey guys, and welcome to Dan-gler Sea Fishing. Tonight, I'm back down freshwater, yet again. Now let's get fishing. Daddy's going fishing.
Pick up the rod and tie your line. Dan-gler's here, it's fishing time. Cast it out and feel the breeze. Watch the water dance with ease. Hook, line, sinker, hear that cheer. Dan-gler's catching fish right here. Reel it in, don't let it go. Every catch is quite a show.
So guys, as I said, I've come back down to freshwater. One thing you'll very rarely see with me is I don't normally fish the same place twice in short succession, unless it's a comp or something along them lines. But generally, I tend to vary it and I'll move around the island very regularly. But do you know what? I had so much fun last time I was down here. I just couldn't resist coming back for another session. I thought tonight was probably going to be a bit windy and I was going to get battered down here, but I came down here and it's lovely. It is a different state of the tide this time. I'm fishing tide down, so that does make things a little bit different, and it does mean that maybe the chance of the big bass might be slightly limited, but it's still a washing machine out there, so we've still got that good chance. I'm going to be trying very similar tactics to my last video down here, where I'm going to be dropping some fairly big baits in, fairly short. I might pop a couple a bit further out this time. And yeah, we're just going to see what we can find. I will be joined by my friend Neil later on tonight, and yeah, let's get on with it. So at the moment, I've got a whole sardine on one of the rods, and then I've got an extra large squid head on the other one. My baits were pretty frozen, so I've just had to sort of make do to get started. I've got one on a running ledger that's got 6/0 hooks on it, and then the other one is 5/0s, but that's on a pulley pennel with 150-pound breaking strain line. So my setup tonight is my Sonic SK3s, and I've got them paired up with my Pen Mag 4s. They have got a 25-pound ASSO night line with a 70-pound shock leader. I don't know what had hold of that squid, but it munched all the tentacles off and was absolutely destroying that bait. So I think maybe a crab or something had got hold of that one. So I might have to keep an eye on how quick I change the baits tonight. Ah, don't bite me. Don't grind me. Well guys, not a bad start. Bull us to start. Going for the squid. Absolutely stunning colours on this fella. Yeah, I mean, look at how flat and wide their heads are. They're chunky old fish, these ones. But I do like a bull us. They're good fun. But yeah, going for the squid, that one, and a little bit further out, this one. I dumped it further out into sort of like the surf zone that's a bit further out. And he was just out there. But what a lovely way to start the night. Anyway, let's get this guy back and on to the next one. Have you caught mine? If you haven't, I've got something. No, I've definitely got something. Whoa, hold on. What the f***'s on here? I got a fish on here, mate. I think this one is a conger. Yeah, this is a good conger, mate.
You got your rod tip to me?
That's a better fish. Oh, well done, mate.
That was a fight. I've never had a fight with a conger in the surf.
You did what I did with that really big one. He broke the hook. Oh my God. There we are, guys. Just under 11 pound this one. 10, 15 and a half. Big old head on him. He's not hugely long, but strong, powerful fish. But wasn't a long way out at all, this one. And I think he went for the squid. But as you can see, massive eyes on these guys. And yeah, these are good fun. He really went on that.
Oh, yeah,
He was giving it a good go. And then just as he came in, he snapped the line like they do. Anyway, let's get this guy back and see what else we can find. What a cracking fish. I would kiss him, but he's covered in slime. So that eel was caught on the running ledger on a big chunk of English squid, sort of around that sort of size, chunked up then with two nice big hooks chucked out. I'm now going to switch over to using a wire trace, just because that one bit straight through the 80-pound line, and there's bigger down here, so but it wasn't very far out. Well, that was an eventful 10-minute spell. I had those two fish, and then when I was telling you about that, Neil's just had one absolutely hammer over, but unfortunately he didn't manage to connect. We think it might have been a bass. But yeah, not a bad start so far. As I said, over onto the wire trace now on those big squid baits, because if there's more eels like that, we could be in for a bit of an interesting night. As I said in the last video when I was down here, the bigger eels do tend to come into that wash zone, which is where I've plopped it to see if we can find a bass. As I was saying earlier, I think that we had some pretty big crabs down here, and as you can see, the velvet swimmers are pretty big. Don't want to touch this fella too much because I do not want him to get hold of me with those, because they are some big old claws. But if you can find the softer ones of these, they can make a pretty decent bait. Yeah, there's plenty of these down here, which does mean that I need to change my baits about every half an hour, 20 minutes, especially the fishy baits, because these guys are going to destroy them. Anyway, I'm going to throw this guy back and get some fresh bait out there. Oh, and a bird. Oh. Oh. No, still there. Might have another one here, mate.
Yeah.
You are? It's definitely got some grunt to it. Yeah, another eel. We'll say 8-9.
Yeah, 8-9's good enough for me. It stopped at 8-9 for a while.
I'll take him over here and get another picture, video, whatever. If I can remember what it is I do. Oh yeah, YouTube. Another one, guys. 8-9. I mean, big old head on these fish, but quite a stubby body. But I mean, these things are feeding. I mean, look at the belly on them. They are chunky old fish and don't know if they fight. But these are found quite close in. But yeah, 8-9 that one. So yeah, having a cracking night on bigger fish tonight. Anyway, let's get this guy back and look for another one. So, £8.9 that one. Yeah, we're having good fun with these congers. They're not a long way out. They're, I'm just dumping them into that area in front of me, just into that little dip of water that's in that area. I haven't run through exactly where I'm fishing this time because I did it all in the last video. But for those that haven't watched that last video, I will link it in the description and you can give it a watch, and that explains where I'm fishing and all about that area. Yeah, so generally over the low, it does tend to fish a little bit different here, and I did wonder whether I might have a better chance of a bigger conger over the low because it calms down a little bit. As that tide pushes up, that's when I think we might have a chance of a bass. But that wire trace did the job on that last one, held that hook really nicely. So they are pulleys on both of them, and the wire trace is just a piece of wire tracing about that long that's on the end of that pulley. So Neil's just managed to catch his first one. I'm sure first of many.
I hope so.
A little bull huss, or is it a... No, definitely a bull huss.
Bull huss, yeah, definitely.
If I just... I can show you on this one, because where he's a bit smaller, he will allow me to sort of bend him a little bit more. But you can see the little pointy bits just here. That indicates this is a bull huss. I mean, they do have more pronounced teeth than dogfish, and normally they have sort of bigger spots. But it's those little pointy flaps that are the dead giveaway that this is a bull huss over a dogfish. Anyway, we'll pop this guy back. Yeah. Well, so far we have been fishing, I think, nearly 2 hours. So that's not a bad little haul so far. Just coming up for 9 o'clock, which I think is around the low. So we're just coming to the bottom of the tide at the moment. So just prepping a different bait to last time I was down here. So I brought some cuttle down with me today. I like the cuttle. The cuttle works pretty well for congers, especially the bigger ones. So I'm going to be using these whole. I'm just going to whip up slice up the back there just to take the backbone out. And then I'm just going to whip that into a sort of a nice sausage, and then I'm going to whack them on a nice sort of 5-0, 6-0 sort of hook. Obviously one coming out the head and then just one hooked in the top. And then sometimes, because these are full of absolute juice and mess, sometimes it's worth just giving them a few spikes just to sort of allow that to leak out while it's in that thing. But I'm going to pop one of these out in a moment. So there we are, there's my cuttlefish bait. As you can see, nice proud hook at the bottom and another one sticking out at the top. This one doesn't have any octopus or circles, it is just two straightforward Aberdeen 6-0s. But yeah, nice big chunky bait. And just making sure that those hooks stick out nice and proud so that we can try and set that hook if something big comes along and takes that. So baits were completely stripped, so I've just brought in both rods and replaced them. On my nearest one, I've got a mackerel head which has been popped in fairly short. On the other one is the cuttle bait that I was just showing you, and I've just popped that a bit further out because we've got like a there's sort of like a rock wall that sort of comes around in front of where I'm fishing. And then there's a lot of breakers a bit further out. And I've just sort of put myself a little bit closer out towards that area. It is a little bit more snaggy, but it's got a good chance of possibly bringing a better eel in, or possibly even a bass on that one. Ah, it's gone. Ah, bugger. Yeah, I felt it drop. Well, maybe not. No, it's still here. Yeah, another eel. Well, there we are, guys. Another one. £6, 6.5 this one, and falling for the cuttlefish. As I said, Conger candy. They do love those cuttlefish. Anyway, I'm gonna get this guy back before he tries to eat me, and then we'll see if we can find any more. Yeah.
There we go.
There we are. Neil's managed to join the party on the Congers. Not a massive one, but we reckon probably about four.
About £4, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's quite chunky.
Again,
his head.
another chunky old head. But what did that come in on? Was that the fishy bait, or was it the
double squid?
Double squid? Yeah, they are loving the squid down here.
Yeah.
It's definitely squid and cuttle is the thing that's hitting the eels down here. Anyway, let's get that guy back.
Get a bigger one.
Well, we're gonna fish for about another half an hour. Tide's starting to push up now. Still a long way off the top of the tide, but the water is now starting to touch the bottom of the wall in front of us. So we'll see if we can find something. I've dropped one in really short, and I've dropped one out a bit further. Both cuttle baits at the moment. Bass like cuttle as well, so we'll leave it out there and see what it is. I don't know whether I need more tide. I think I need it pushing and hitting harder for that bass, but you never know, we might be lucky. There might be one that's pushing up a bit early. Well, Neil's managed to find himself a nice size huss.
Absolute beaut.
Yeah, we will weigh it in a minute and see how we do, but yeah, what did that one come in on?
That came in on the double squid.
Double squid.
It was two small squids strapped together and obviously just lobbed out really, it wasn't out far.
Yeah,
And
it's weird, the ones that I've had have been fairly close as well.
Yeah, so yeah, beautiful fish.
Right, let's get him weighed and pop him back.
Flaps on him.
Well guys, what a lovely session that's been. Came out after a few good fish, and I had a feeling it might work better for the Congers when it was over the low. It flattens it off down here and it becomes less turbulent than when it's over the high. So I thought might have a chance of a good eel, and I've had some great eels out of here in the past. So was worth a shot. But yeah, we managed to find 3 sort of nice eels, put up a good fight, which have made it a fun evening, and I've managed to use up some bait and have a good session, and it was well worth coming down here for a second time. Anyway, if you are enjoying my videos, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and until the next video, I'll see you then.
It's all packed up, The lines are in, the tide has turned, the day's grown thin. So hit that sub, you won't wanna miss, 'cause Dan-gler will be back again to catch more fish.